Alright, 6th graders, what we have here is an example problem of just a bunch of data. We have 8 numbers here, and what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make a box plot from this data. So the very first thing we need to do, the very first step we do is always put these in order. When we're doing a box plot, we are finding the median, and that means finding the middle. We cannot do that unless these are in order, so we're going to go ahead and rewrite these in order. So we're going to do 32. I'm just going to cross it off as we do it. Next highest one would be 38. And cross that guy off there. Then we have, looks like 241. So we have a 41 here. We have another 41 over here. Then we have 44. Then we have 45. Oops, looks like I actually mixed one here. So kind of teaching you what not to do here exactly. We want 43. Then we want our 44. Then we want 45. And last we want 96. So we're going to go ahead and count these. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers. So we do have all of our numbers accounted for. I caught myself not missing one. So that's good. So the first thing we want to do is find this. Now that we have these in order, we want to find the median. The median is the middle. Okay, so in order to find the middle, what we do is we want to check off one from the lowest end and one from the highest end. We want to work our way towards the middle. Always keep track of how many checks you do from each side. You want to have the same number. You got to be fair. So right now I have 2 on the left, I have 2 on the right. Now we have 3 on the left, 3 on the right. And if I go one step further, I'm going to end up checking off all my numbers. So I'm stuck with these 2 numbers. So as we have done before in the past, to find the median, we want to do 41 plus 43 and divide it by 2. We're finding the mean, or the average, of those 2 numbers. And so we would get 84. We'll go ahead and divide that by 2, and we would get 42. So 42 would end up being right here in between 41 and 43, and that does make some sense. So 42 is going to be our median. So we found our median, which is great. Now we want to find, we'll do orange here, we want to find our quartile 1, which again is the middle, and that's going to be the middle on the left, or on the lower side. So I have used 42 as my median, and so now I'm going to check off 41 and 32, and I'm going to work my way towards the middle on the left hand side, and again I'm stuck with 2 numbers. I'm stuck with 38 and 41. So I'm going to have 38 plus 41. I'm going to add those together. I'm going to divide it by 2. So when I add those together, I get 79. I'm going to divide that by 2. And half of 79 is going to be 39.5. So I found my quartile 1, 39.5. Now I want to find the last one here, which is going to be our quartile 3, which again is the middle of the right hand side. And again, because 42 is my median, I can check off 43. So I'm going to check off 43 and 96, and I'm stuck between 44 and 45. So I want to go ahead and find that average. Go ahead and add those up, and it looks like I'm going to get 99. Excuse me, not 99, 89. And we'll go ahead and divide that by 2. And again, you're going to get 44.5, which again is going to be right in between 44 and 45. So now that I have those, now that I have these, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to highlight these here. And I'm going to copy them over. And what we're going to do is, now that we have those things, I'm going to go ahead and paste this right here real quick. So again, just keep in mind this was quartile 3. This one right here was quartile 1, and this one right here was our median. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make a number line. And what we are going to do is we're going to go ahead and kind of look at our data set. So I'm going to flip back a page here for just a second. Our data set went from our low number, our lowest number possible that we had on our data set. Our lowest extreme was 32, and our highest extreme is actually going to be 45. I'm not going to do 96 because to me 96 is an outlier. This one is unique, so I'm going to go from 32 to 45. Okay, and so what I want to do is I want to make my number line. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm just going to mark it down as 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, and again we're going to go all the way up to 45 roughly, so we're going to go 44 and 46. So notice I chose the scale, I'm counting by 2, and yes, there is a very long break, and you can go ahead and put this little bit of a squiggle line here like I did, and then out here at the very end we can put our outlier, and our outlier was going to be 96. So this one's going to be way out there. This number line would be tremendously huge if I was going to put the whole thing there. And so what I want to do is right away is I want to identify my outlier and just put a dot above it, and it's 96, and you can even label it as an outlier. Okay, he is unique, he's different from the rest. And so if I look back here, here's what I have. My median is 42. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a dot above 42. My quartile 1 is at 39.5. So I'm going to find 39 would be right here in between. So 39.5 is pretty close to 40. And then we have to do quartile 3, which is 44.5. So again, just right above 44. And now that I have my 3 dots here that we have identified here, here, and here, we're going to go ahead and make that into our box. So I'm going to take quartile 1, make my box over here to quartile 3. I want to put a line right down through my median. And now all I have to do is look at my data set and say, okay, my lower extreme was 32, my upper extreme was 45. So I want to put a dot above 32, and I want to put a dot above 45, and I want to go ahead and connect those dots. And again, we're not going to connect this outlier just because there would be a massive break there. And this is just another example of doing what we would call our box plot. So you can see we have our box right here in the middle, and we have our whiskers coming out from it. So again, that is how we get to that.